This is Load Bearing Leadership, a podcast about responsibility, pressure, and what leadership must hold to endure. This isn't a show about motivation, productivity, or leadership hacks. It's a thinking space for leaders carrying real consequence, where decisions have weight and systems have to hold. I'm Ric Marks. Let's begin. There's a moment under pressure when leadership subtly changes. Decisions narrow, tolerance drops, authority tightens. Now, from the outside, it looks like control. From the inside, it feels like necessity. This episode is about that moment, not to criticize it, but to understand why it shows up when capacity is stretched. Because control is rarely about ego, it's usually about load. Under pressure, control feels like care. If you hold things closer, fewer mistakes slip through, fewer variables surprise you, and fewer risks escape containment. And control feels like leadership stepping up. But what's actually happening is simpler. When capacity drops, leaders reduce viability. It's not a moral failure, it's a protective response. And the problem isn't that control appears, it's when it becomes the only response available. Control buys certainty temporarily, but it costs trust, learning, and shared ownership. And as control tightens, people stop contributing judgment, and they wait for instruction. This creates a loop, and the leader controls more. The system offers less, and the leader feels justified controlling further. What looks like authority is often capacity erosion in disguise. Here's the key reframe. Control is a signal. It tells you load is exceeding design. Visibility is narrowing. The system no longer feels safe to vary. And treating control as a strategy locks the system in survival mode. And treating it as a signal opens a different question. What capacity is missing right now? And that question changes the response entirely. Most leadership systems reward control under pressure. Decisiveness is praised and speed is valued. Certainty is amplified. A few systems reward slowing down, widening perspective, and redistributing visibility. So leaders learn, quietly, that tightening is safer than opening. And not because it's better, but because it's familiar. That's a design issue and not a leadership flaw. And load-bearing leadership doesn't ask leaders to abandon control. It asks them to use it deliberately. Control has a place in crisis, in containment, in immediate risk. But it cannot be the default posture. Under sustained load, leadership must expand capacity through clearer boundaries. Shared watch, honest signalling of strain, otherwise control becomes compression, and compression always distorts judgment. If you felt control tighten as pressure increased, that's not a failure, it's information. The question isn't why am I becoming controlling, it's what load am I carrying that no longer fits the current design. In the next episode, we'll look at what happens after control hardens, how authority becomes brittle, and why leaders mistake compliance for stability. But for now, notice this. Control isn't the problem. It's the system telling you something needs to change.